Good morning, my friends. This is day 9 of our 10-day Thanksgiving fast, 2 days left. I am I'm ready. I'm ready to see this to the finish line. It's early morning. I'm shooting this video early morning. May not post it till later, but I've been up here at King's Church for a pastor's time of prayer with some other area pastors here at 6:30 in the morning. They just left a few minutes ago, so I've had about 4 cups of coffee, so I'm feeling a little bit keyed up. It's really encouraging though, just to meet with these men, and just to just to share hearts and to have them pray for me and be able to pray for them and to feel encouraged by that. My thoughts are on the end of our fast. I spoke on Sunday, I think, from the Gospels about the end of Jesus' fast. What does the outcome of a fast look like? I would like for it to be in the flesh. I would like for the outcome to always be, oh, we saw breakthrough as soon as this fast is over, or even in the middle of fast, we see this immediate manifestation of the fast, the manifestation of the breakthrough. We want to see that. If you're fasting for provision, financial provision, wouldn't it be great, on Wednesday morning or Thursday morning to go in and there's that check in the mailbox? If you're praying for wisdom, for a decision to make, wouldn't it be great on Thursday morning if there was just this new piece of information that comes in that just made it so clear what the decision is? Or if you're praying for breakthrough in a situation, wouldn't it be great if Thursday there was just something that happened to come in and would just change the course of where you are? That's the money. I wish that were the norm. It's not the norm. Sometimes it does happen. Sometimes we see the fruit of our fast right away. Sometimes we don't. There was a particular area of my life that I was just asking the Lord for freedom in. And I went into a time of fasting, didn't see anything during the fast, didn't see anything after the fast. It wasn't until weeks later that I really began to see the fruit of what the Lord had done. And sometimes you may not see it. Sometimes you may not, in this lifetime, see the fruit of your fast. Jesus emerges from his time, his 40 days. Bible says, well, 2 things. It says that he was ministered to by the angels. So there is the inference is his body was so weakened that he needed supernatural intervention. Maybe you're feeling that way. But it also says that he emerged full of the power of the Holy Spirit. So that was an outcome. And I believe that can be an outcome for you and I, is that we can have a greater awareness of the fullness of the Holy Spirit in our lives. If nothing else, fasting can bring this awareness of who God is and his nearness to us. But let's not move too quickly away from this idea that we are emerging from a fast with a fresh awareness of our own brokenness, with a fresh awareness of our own weakness. There's a reference in Song of Solomon, chapter 8. It's obscure. You'll miss it if you're not careful. But I think it's a glimpse. I was praying this at 5:30 in the morning when I'm driving. I'm praying this. It says this. Who is this coming up from the wilderness, leaning on her beloved? These are the friends. These words are spoken by the friends of the bride in Song of Solomon. And they're saying, who is this? Who do we see emerging from the wilderness, leaning on her beloved? And I just felt the Father's pleasure over this image in my mind, that we are emerging from the wilderness, leaning on our beloved. And it also brought to mind the story in Genesis where Jacob wrestles with God. He is, it's a cool story. He is Jacob is on the run. He's made a mess of himself. He's made a mess of his life. He is deceived and tricked and swindled his way to incredible wealth. He has angered his brother, stolen his brother's birthright, and he is now about to come face to face with his brother and his brother's armies. They are just right there on the horizon. Jacob does not know what's in store. He knows that Esau has every right to be angry at him. This could be bad. He sends his wives and his children, he sends them on to different places. So if there is any kind of conflict, at least he can face it alone. He is by himself in the middle of the night at the shore of the river, and God shows up to meet him. And God meets him in a way that Jacob could understand, basically with strong-armed conflict, because that's what Jacob knows. Jacob knows how to wrestle and get what he wants. And God says, okay, I'll meet you on your terms. This is how we want to come to an understanding. Let's go. And they wrestle. They wrestle all night long into the break of day. And Jacob says, I'm not going to let you go until you bless me. Now keep in mind, he has every blessing that he could want. He's got the blessing of the firstborn that wasn't even his. He stole it. He is wealthy beyond imagination. The Lord has blessed him with, supernatural provision. He's got family. He's got, these sons and all these other kind of things. But there's something missing inside of him that says, I still don't have a legitimate blessing. I want legitimacy. My name, Jacob, means deceiver, trickster. I don't want that, though. I want a legitimate, my own. And he says, God, I will not let you go until you bless me. I'm going to fight you tooth and nail until I have from you what I need. And there's a desperation that's there. There's a hunger that's there. So you could say, in a way, this was his own way of fasting, his own way of just, in an opposite kind of way, going after the Lord with everything that he has. And God meets him, and God does bless him, and God changes his name. He says, your name, no longer will you be called trickster and deceiver. Your name is now Israel. Your name is now Prince. And Jacob emerges from that experience with a new name, a new identity, a confidence in who God is. But he also emerges with a physical reminder of his time in his own wilderness. And that's a limp. The Lord struck his hip, took his hip out of socket, permanently disabled this man. And everywhere Jacob would go, he would limp along as a reminder of his encounter with the Lord. And I don't want to wish bodily injury on us. I don't want to wish pain on us. But I do want us to emerge from our time of fasting with such a dependence upon the Lord that we just simply cannot go forward if we're not leaning on him. That's what I want for us. That's what I need for me. That's what I want for you, is such a deeper dependence and a deeper desperation, even if it causes us to limp a little bit. I would rather that than have my own self-reliance. Day 9, I'm praying for you today, praying for your families today, praying that God will meet you in your wilderness, that he will offer his arm and his shoulder and his strength to you, that you will lean on him, draw strength on him. You will find joy in him today. God bless you.